Hello students, our today's lecture will be on puberty and its disorder. I am Dr. Aslange. Now puberty is biological transformation from childhood to the adulthood. And what are the changes we see in puberty are we see appearance of the secondary sexual characteristics, increase in the height, change in body composition, and development of reproductive capacity during the puberty. Okay, so now what is the physiology? We see that in infancy and childhood there is no LH secretion or very minimal LH secretion. Okay, but as soon as a child comes near to the age of puberty, we see there is increase in LH secretion during the night time. This is called nocturnal pulses of LH. Slowly this LH level starts increasing. Okay, and this pulsatile secretion of LH is responsible for the enlargement and maturation of gonads and secretion of sex hormones. Now this LH is increased due to the hypothalamic secretion of GnRH. Okay, this also secrete in the pulsatile manner, and when child is in puberty or in mid puberty, then we can see LH even during in the daytime. Okay, now what are the different factors which affect secretion of GnRH? These are stimulatory, which include glutamic acid, kisspeptin, and neurokinin B, and inhibitory like gamma, preproenkephalin, enkephalin, and dynorphin. Okay, these are different regulators of GnRH pulse. Uh, Now, what is the pattern of pubertal development? In girl, puberty starts at around approximately age of 10 years. Okay, and the range is 8 to 12 years, and this puberty is completed over the 5 years, and we can see growth spurt in girls at 10 or 2 and 3 stage of breast development. In girls, first the first physical sign of puberty is appearance of and development of breast, which is known as thelarchy. Then there we will see pubarchy, which means um, development of female pattern of pubic hairs. And last and during tenor stage 2 and 3 we can see growth spurt. Okay, and after the last step in the girl puberty is appearance of menstruation, which is known as menarche. Now these are the SMR, sexual maturity rating stages in female. There are separate for pubic hair and breast for female. Stage 1 is pre-adolescent or pre-pubertal breast and pubic hair, and these SMR stage follows up to the stage 5, where we can see mature nipple project areola and now and areola are part of general breast contour, and adult feminine triangle is spread to medial surface of thighs in pubic hair. SMR is a visual scaling. Okay, so these are the changes in breast during different stages of SMR, from 1, which is prepubertal, to 5, which is adult like or completely mature breast. Now these are the pubic changes puber in female. Okay, this is a stage 5 and this is stage 2. Now this picture shows pubic changes in male child. Now in boys, puberty starts a little late as compared to the girl, and puberty start at around 11.5 year and ranges 9 to 14 years. The difference in male is growth spurt is seen at sexual maturity rating stage of 3 and 4. In female, the growth spurt is early which correlate with tenor staging of 2 and stage 3. In male, it happens at around stage 3 and 4 of tenor stage. First sign is adrenarche. This means increased testosterone or male adrenal hormones. This is first sign. But first visual sign in male is increase in testicular volume. Okay, these is the sequence of um, different changes during puberty in male. First there will be adrenarche, then first visual, there is testicular enlargement, then penile enlargement, then we see pubarche, and last thing which appear in male is spermarche, which means appearance of sperms in the urine. Now, this is sexual maturity rating for different parts of male for pubic hair, penis, and testes. Here we also see stages 1 to 5. Okay. Now, what are the different diseases of puberty? So, first we will discuss about development of early pubertal changes both in male and females. So first is precocious puberty in girls. The definition is if onset of puberty before the age of 8 years. In female, it is known as precocious puberty. This can be divided into three types. First one is gonadotropin dependent or central precocious puberty. Another one is gonadotropic independent or peripheral precocious puberty and incomplete variants. So gonadotropic dependent or central precocious puberty, most common cause in female is idiopathic, means we do not know the exact cause of this precocious puberty, and other causes like tumor which involves hamartoma, pituitary adenoma, craniopharyngioma, and glioma. Infection can also lead to precocious puberty like neurotuberculosis and meningitis. Head injury or neurosurgery or cranial irradiation. Then some certain malformation like adenoid cyst, hydrocephalus, septoptic dysplasia. These can cause gonadotropic tropin dependent central precocious puberty. Now, what are the causes of peripheral precocious puberty? One of the most common causes hypothyroidism, then increase ovarian steroid due to ovarian steroid. These are McCune-Albright syndrome, cyst, tumor. Then exogenous estrogen exposure can also lead to uh, precocious puberty. Now, what are the incomplete variants in this? We can see isolated thelarche, isolated pubarche, or adrenarche, okay, in male, and isolated menarche. Idiopathic is most common cause, found in approximately 90% of girls with precocious puberty. In organic, hypothalamic hamartoma is most common organic cause. Okay. Now, how will we evaluate if we see precocious puberty, which means development of pubertal changes before 8 years of age? Okay, first we have to do what is the extent of pubertal development. So we can see if it is complete and thelarche is present, then we assess bone age. If bone age is decreased, then we need to exclude hypothyroidism, which we can do by thyroid hormone estimation, TSH T4 estimation. If bone age is normal, so it is slowly progressive variant, and if bone age is more than chronological age, then we have to assess LH and FSH levels. If LH level is low, then we have to perform gonadotropin releasing hormone stimulation test. If prepubertal LH response, then it is peripheral precocious puberty. If pubertal LH response, then it is gonadotropin dependent precocious puberty. So we have to look for organic causes, and we need MRI assessment. But if LH is elevated, then it is gonadotropin dependent precocious puberty or central precocious puberty. And what are the causes of for central? precocious puberty like hematoma, pituitary adenoma, craniopharyngioma, glioma, neurotuberculosis. The, these can be ruled out during the history. Okay, and malformations like arachnoid cyst and septoptic dysplasia. So these changes can be visible in MRI brain. If we cannot find any cause, then it will be due to idiopathic cause. Now, how will we manage? Okay, one important thing, if LH level is more than 4 milli international unit per liter, this LH level is suggestive of puberty onset. In Ghai, these are different. The range is different. I think 0.6 milli international unit, but this is the if it is LH is more than 4, then it suggests onset of puberty. How will we manage? We have to treat underlying cause, we have to manage associated anomalies, we need to suppress puberty, and we have to try to achieve target height of the patient. In gonadotropic dependent precocious puberty, we can use medroxyprogesterone acetate, cypetron, or GnRH analog like leuperoid, neferelin, and buserelin. Long-acting GnRH analogs are the only agents which are effective in improving height outcome. But these will improve height outcome if we diagnose and start treatment early, around 8 years or 9 years of age. Okay, then only we can achieve target height. If bone age, if delayed and fusion is already there, then we cannot change height of the patient. Okay, in peripheral or peripheral causes of precocious puberty, if patient is a hypothyroid, has hypothyroid, then we have to give thyroxine replacement. If we found certain tumors, estrogen secreting tumors, then we have to treat them accordingly. Now, what precocious puberty in boys? If onset of puberty is before 9.5 years, then it is called precocious puberty in male. There are also two causes, central and peripheral precocious puberty. In male, causes are these for gonadotropin dependent central precocious puberty. Okay, these are like idiopathic and almost same as we found in female except McCune-Albright syndrome. Okay. In peripheral precocious puberty, important causes are 21 hydroxylase deficiency, 11 beta hydroxylase deficiency. These leads to congenital adrenal hyperplasia, adrenal tumors like adenoma, carcinoma. Now, testicular tumors, seminoma, germinoma, these secrete testosterone. Okay. These are the causes of peripheral precocious puberty. And as compared to the female, most common cause of precocious puberty in boys are organic. Okay, so how will we evaluate? If we find signs and symptoms of precocious puberty, then we have to do SMR and check for baseline LH and FSH. If prepubertal LH level, then we have to perform GnRH stimulation test. If LH is found to be of pubertal, then it is gonadotropin dependent. We have to perform MRI of brain. If prepubertal LH response is there, and we found mass lesion can be seen in any part of body. It can also be a mediastinal mass. Then we have to look for adrenal tumors, and if there is normal CT or MRI imaging, then we have to perform ACTH stimulation test, and we have to see for 17 alpha hydroxy place level. If it is raised, then this is congenital adrenal hyperplasia, and if normal, then we have to look for HCG level. If it is high, then it can be due to HCG secreting tumors. We have to perform CT brain for secondary or primary tumor. Chest and abdomen, these all are sites where we can found germ cell tumors. Okay, now how will we treat? If we found congenital adrenal hyperplasia the child, then we have to give hydrocortisone and fludrocortisone to that patient to treat congenital adrenal hyperplasia. If we found germinal tumor like seminoma, then we have to perform surgery and radiotherapy according to that. If there is hypogonadotropic hypogonadism, then we have to give GnRH analog therapy. Okay, in case of central precocious puberty. Now, delayed puberty in girl. When will we say puberty is delayed in a girl child? If if there is lack of secondary sexual characteristics by the age of 13 years, or absence of menarche by the age of 16 years, or 5 year after the onset of puberty, which means 5 year after starting thelarchy there is no menarche, then we can label that female as delayed precocious puberty, delayed puberty. What are different types? Hypogonadotropic hypogonadism, hypergonadotropic hypogonadism, and isolated amenorrhea. Now, hypogonadotropic hypogonadism can be of transient, which is due to systemic disorder, and if we treat these disorders or these things, we can treat the hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. Systemic disorder like renal failure, liver failure, celiac disease, renal tubular acidosis, and cystic fibrosis. If there is malnutrition, anorexia nervosa, then it can also lead to delayed puberty. Endocrine causes like hypothyroidism, type 1 diabetes, and hyperprolactinemia causes delayed puberty. Permanent causes are isolated hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. These can be genetic or due to dysmorphic syndromes like CHARGE or Prader-Willi or Lawrence-Moon-Beidel syndrome. Multiple pituitary hormone deficiency can be seen in many malformations like holoprosencephaly, septoptic dysplasia, or in genetic disorders. Brain tumors can cause permanent pituitary hormone deficiencies like craniopharyngioma, germinoma, gliomas, brain injury, histiocytosis, autoimmune disorders. These can all lead to permanent causes of multiple pituitary hormone deficiencies. Causes of hypergonadotropic hypogonadism are, these are gonadal dyskinesis, which can be seen in Turner syndrome, SRY deletion, trisomy 18, 13, 21, which is Down syndrome. Okay, steroidogenic defects. Okay, like deficiency of 17 alpha hydroxylase, star 17 beta hydroxy steroid dehydrogenase due to some ovarian insult. Okay, these all are causes of hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. Isolated amenorrhea can be seen in Mullerian agenesis, vaginal septum, or imperforated hymen, or due to inefficient androgen action like complete androgen insensitivity syndrome. How will we approach to a patient with delayed puberty? We take history and do SMR, and if and we need to exclude causes like chronic renal failure or chronic liver disease or celiac disease, anorexia nervosa. Then if these organic causes are not there, then we have to do gonadotropin level. If there is low FSH, then we have to see for prolactin. If it is high, then we have treat it accordingly. If it prolactin levels are low, then this is due to hypogonadotropic hypogonadism, and we see like Kalaman syndrome or other syndromes are associated. We have to do CNS imaging for any tumor or malformation. If high FSH, then we have to exclude ovarian insult like surgery or other causes. We have to see karyotype for trisomies. Okay, and for androgen insensitivity syndrome, in these females are karyotypic males. Okay, if these found normal, USG pelvis for tumors and ovarian malformation, evaluate for autoimmune disease. Now, how will we manage In these patients, our goal is treatment is to initiate and maintain sexual characteristics and to prevent osteoporosis. We have to give hormone replacement therapy after 12 years of bone age. Okay, first we have to see what is the bone age of that patient, and if we start treatment with low dose estrogen. Low dose estrogen is 2 microgram of ethinyl estradiol or 0.3 microgram of conjugated estrogen or zero point 0.1 milligram of estradiol valerate. Then we have to gradually increase dose every 3 months till adult dose, which is 20 microgram of ethinyl estradiol or 1.25 milligram of conjugated estrogen or 1 mg of estradiol valerate are reached. We can also use medroxyprogesterone acetate, okay, 5 to 10 mg from day 11 to 21. And this medroxyprogesterone acetate should be given 2 years after the initiation of treatment with estrogens, or when we can add it when withdrawal bleeding start. Now how will we when will we call delayed puberty in boy? If there are lack of pubertal changes by the age of 14 years, we call it delayed puberty. This is more common in Delayed puberty is more common in boys as compared of females, while precocious puberty is more common in females. And most common cause in boys for delayed puberty is constitutional delay. There are two types: hypogonadotropic hypogonadism and hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. Now, these are different etiologies for delayed puberty in male. Here, broad class are hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. In this, also transient causes due to renal failure, liver disease, okay, anorexia, bulimia, hypothyroidism. Permanent causes which are more towards the genetic disorders and dysmorphic syndromes. And hypergonadism is seen in Klinefelter syndrome, okay, XXY, and gonadal dysgenesis. Steroidogenic defect like uh, 17 alpha hydroxylase, 17 beta hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase deficiency. Okay. Now, how will we approach? First, we have to see clinical sign, history, and rule out the uh, causes like renal failure, liver failure. And after ruling all other causes, we perform gonadotropin levels. If there is low gonadotropin, like low testosterone, and then we have to give testosterone. If there is a response to this testosterone, then it is labeled as constitutional delay in pubertal growth. If there is no response, then it is due to permanent hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. Then we have to see for um, brain malformations, tumors, and other causes. So we need MRI of brain. Then if there is high testosterone and high gonadotropin, and we have to rule out testicular insult. Okay, if there is normal testosterone, uh, if testosterone level is low, then we have to do HCG test. If it is high, then we have to see for dihydroxy testosterone. If it is high or normal, okay, and if it is low, then it is due to 5 alpha reductase deficiency. We need to give testosterone treatment to these patients, and testosterone should be deferred till the age of 14 years, or bone age is 13.5 years. We give 100 mg of testosterone, okay, for 3 months. Then we see response in height and other, look for development of secondary sexual characters in patient, and if it is responsive to the testosterone, then we continue it, okay. And this will be most probably due to constitutional. Thanks for watching this.